This week's quote of the week. I had a good chuckle over the headline on Satiria News. Now that's a site, if you haven't seen it, with its satirical tongue firmly in cheek. But here's the headline. Social justice on verge of victory as last person with different opinion is tracked down and called a fascist. As I say, thought that was great. Which brings me to the quote of the week. Stanford University Provost John Eshmendi spoke out about the threats to university, talked about outside threats and inside threat. Outside threats, including funding problems and indiscriminate travel bans that restrict the free exchange of ideas and scholars. But he says that threats from within are the biggest danger to university. Personally, I say it's about time somebody said this. Now, this quote's a little longer than usual, but I think it's worth hearing. Over the years, I've watched a growing intolerance at universities in this country. Not intolerance along racial or ethnic or gender lines. There, we've made laudable progress. Rather, a kind of intellectual intolerance, a political one-sidedness that is the antithesis of what universities should stand for. It manifests itself in many ways, in the intellectual monocultures that have taken over certain disciplines, in the demands to disinvite speakers and outlaw groups whose views we find offensive, in constant calls for the university itself to take political stands. We decry certain news outlets as echo chambers, while we fail to notice the echo chamber we've built around ourselves. This results in a kind of intellectual blindness that will, in the long run, be more damaging to universities than cuts in federal funding or ill-conceived constraints on immigration. It will be more damaging because we won't even see it. We'll write off those with opposing views as evil or ignorant or stupid, rather than the interlocutors worthy of consideration. We succumb to the all-purpose ad hominem because it's easier and more comforting than rational argument. But when we do, we abandon what is great about this institution we serve. End of quote. I say, as I said, amen to that.